Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. You're watching Talking with Miss T about your health and the narcissist. Welcome back. I just want to say thank you to all of my family and friends and new subscribers for viewing the videos. And so I'm just going to hop right in. I won't be before you all too long. Today I am going to talk a little bit about, vibrational frequencies. And I'm going to just start off by just asking you a question. Would you consider going into a mental institution to look for a suitor? Would you consider going into a mental institution to look for or to pick, someone to date or someone to even possibly marry? You wouldn't consider that. Would you go into a place where there is a lot of sick people? I mean, very sick people who really need to get well. Very sick, probably, barely able to walk, barely able to do anything. But you consider going into any kind of institution like that to select a mate for yourself? Well, that's exactly what happens when we're dealing with these narcissists. I'm going to just start off by just talking about the Hawkins vibrational frequency scale. And on the bottom of the scale is a lot of, like fear. The scale goes between, like, say 30 to 700. And at the bottom is where, like fear, jealousy, pride, and all of those negative emotions exist. But as you go up the Hawkins frequency scale, you get more frequencies like, love is like in the 500s, joy and peace is like up there towards the 600s. And so there is no wonder, family and friends, when we're just thinking about just that, if there is any truth to the Hawkins vibrational frequency scales, and we think about the kind of people that we have attracted or the people that we have allowed to come into our lives, what low levels they are, just, it's impossible. I know one of the questions that I had when I was dealing with this narcissistic person, I had lots of questions. And it wasn't until I discovered that Hawkins frequency scale and I learned about the nature of spiritual warfare, because narcissistic abuse is nothing but spiritual warfare. It is a war and a battle between good and evil. And we have attracted these people in our lives because we are the light. We have a soul. They do not have a soul. They are attracted to our light because they want our light. I've actually had an individual, and I asked them, well, what do you want with me? This individual actually told me, I want your soul. And I kind of laughed about it because I didn't really know very much about, connecting narcissistic relationships with spiritual warfare. So when we think about the Hawkins frequency scale and looking at the bottom, these people are on the bottom of the totem pole. At the bottom of the totem pole. These are the people who we were dealing with. People who do not, I used to just say with this one person, like, I just feel like I'm sleeping next to an empty box. An empty box. And that's, you know why I felt like that? Because I was sleeping next to a person who really wasn't there. A narcissist is not there. They checked out a long time ago between the ages of 5 and 12. And there is another entity, another spirit that worketh in them. We're talking about spirits. And this is where those vibrational frequencies come in at. If you're dealing with someone who is at the bottom of the ladder of the frequencies, they cannot possibly love you. They cannot possibly even get to know you. You're up there in the 600s and probably in the 700s. They're down there at 20 at the bottom of the totem pole, 100. They're vibrating on such a low level. The only way they can't come up to your level, and usually we end up going down to their level, and that's why we end up angry. That's why we end up, feeling those same emotions. So family and friends, like I said, I won't be before you all too long, but I have just started doing a little bit of studying with the Hawkins vibrational frequency scale, and just looking at that scale, you can see at the bottom of that scale, there's a lot of low vibration. And I'm sure that most of us have heard of that term about low vibrating people. You know, that they're not happy, they're not joyful, they don't have a heart, they don't have love like us. They do not. It is, you know, that made me feel so much better. You know, all the questions that I had, like, you know, why, you know, like all of those little nudges that I kept hearing when my spirit was crying out, Stephanie, something isn't right. Something isn't right. You know, all the times when I just knew in my spirit that they were not outrageous lies, but when that person would always say, I love you, my spirit did not bear witness with that. My spirit knew. And as much as I wanted to ignore that voice in me that's telling me, Stephanie, something isn't right here, it just would not go away. My spirit cried out until I walked away, until I put the pressure on that particular person and I walked away. So family and friends, you know, when you think about, you know, the relationships you're in, you wouldn't go to a mental institution to select a spouse. You wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. I'm sure you wouldn't either. You wouldn't dare go to a sick facility to go find yourself somebody to take care of, because they don't have nothing to give you. They don't have the love. You know, as I've been studying, and I know in one of my videos before I had started the studying, I did mention that, you know, these people, I feel sorry for them, because they really don't have anything to give you. They truly don't. So family and friends, I just want to encourage you to pull up that Hawkins frequency scale. Look at the bottom of the ladder. See where these narcissists are vibrating and where they are vibrating at on that frequency. They are down there with guilt and shame. They're down there with jealousy. They're not up there with us. We're up there with the love. We got love in our heart. We have a soul, and we have a lot to give. They just simply do not have it to give. They cannot grow. They cannot grow because they cannot self-reflect. They cannot self-reflect because they do not have a self. They abandon themselves in childhood. Family and friends, narcissistic relationships are nothing but another form of spiritual warfare. It is a war between good and evil. And when these narcissists met us, they saw the light. They saw our light. We did not sell our souls. Yes, we all have childhood trauma. Maybe not as bad as others. And maybe some people have had a beautiful life. I know when I raised my children, I was not a perfect parent, but I honestly tried to give my children as much as I could. I had suffered in childhood. I grew up in, and I'll tell that story a little bit later, but I can see why I keep attracting these narcissists. Because we want to help people. We want to save people. The narcissist that I was in had some childhood trauma just like me. And the story that they tell, the first thing I wanted to do was, oh my God, I can help. I want to help. I want to be that you never had. And I want to be able to give that, because I know that there's a lot in me. God put a lot of treasure in me. A lot. I have a lot of love to give. And I meant well, but you cannot save a narcissist. You cannot save a narcissist, because you're dealing with evil spirits. Evil spirits come to torment and to abuse you. They do not want your love. These evil spirits, they want your soul. They want your mind. They want your will. They want your emotions. They want you to be subservient to them. They want you to be a slave to them. They want you to feel the same thing that they feel. We start off in childhood, and based on those childhood traumas, some of us end up empathic like me. We want to save everybody. Thank God I have done a lot of work on myself, but the more work I do on myself, the more work I just feel like, oh my God, just when I thought I was over one hump, here comes another narcissist. And so that's what I was saying in my prior video about we have to be more discerning. We have to be more discerning. We have to be more discerning. Now, it is so easy for people to be deceived. If you're watching this video, 9 times out of 10, you've been deceived. You've been affected by narcissism, because these people are very, very crafty. I know I like to think that I'm a sharp woman. I like to think, because even though I might not catch it right away, but eventually I do, and it's going to get dealt with. It will be dealt with. And I know most of you all are the same way. You're not going to sit in any situation knowing that you are dealing with some kind of entity, some kind of evil spirit that's smiling, a wolf in sheep's clothes that's smiling, that doesn't mean you any good. They come to rob you of your resources. They come to steal from you. They come to drain you. There is no love in a narcissist. In John 8:44, we learned that the devil is a liar, that he is a thief, and that he is a murderer. And we learned that there is no truth in him. There is no truth in a narcissist, family and friend. There is no truth in them. Their job is to come into our lives to distract us and to disturb us, to rob us of our happiness, our peace, to take us down from that ladder that we're on. We all about the love. I want to spread love in this world. That's what God created me for. I can sense when there's evil. I'm not a bystander. I will not stand by and watch others be abused or mistreated without saying something. I won't just listen to a person tell me about how they mistreated another person and I don't say anything. And that's what the enemy doesn't like. We are in a spiritual war, family and friends. When you connect with a narcissist, you are connecting with an evil entity. That entity has come to inflict pain on you and to distract you and to pull you away from your destiny. I encourage you all to go look up the Hawkins frequency scale. Go look it up. Go look at that scale and you will see where these individuals are vibrating at, and you'll identify with it too. Anger, they jealous. Everything that the Bible tells us that love is, that's what they are not. That's what they are not, family and friends. So I have so much joy today in my heart as I do continue on in my research. I have so much joy in my heart because there is freedom. Knowledge is power, family and friends. I'm in my glow. I'm glowing up, family and friends, and I want you to glow up too. In all your getting, the Bible says, get understanding. We have to understand that narcissistic abuse is nothing but another form of spiritual warfare. We are beautiful people, and I never want to change. Sometimes I find myself, I done tightened up a lot, because I don't just give like I used to. People are starting to realize that too. But I have a desire, and I do want to make the world a better place. These narcissists are here to inflict pain on us, family and friends. Well, I'm going to set you free today. I'm going to set you free because I have some more knowledge that I cannot wait to share with you all. I want to talk a little bit about how our childhoods, how they shaped us. How I became a people pleaser because I wanted to help my mother and my father. I wanted my house to be happy. What can I do to make us happy, Mom? What can I bring home today? And I did. My mother says that I'm the Moses of the family. I took care of everybody else and nobody took care of me, and I don't regret that. God had filled me with a light that I shine very brightly in this world. Shine very bright. But the danger in that is that it will attract them black holes, the narcissists. They will come into your life to wreak havoc. Now, we do have a spirit in us, and that's the Holy Spirit. And the Bible clearly tells us that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So we have power to trample over every spirit that is not like Christ, because this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with evil entities, evil spirits. When that narcissist went through their childhood trauma, they abandoned themselves, and they traded themselves for a mask. They got the mask, and now that's when that entity came inside of them. When they abandoned themselves to protect themselves from all the trauma that they went through, they died between the ages of 5 and 12. They did, and that's when another entity came into them to take over their bodies and wreaked havoc all over the world. And so, family and friends, we're gonna talk a little. I'm gonna get a little bit more deeper into that. I want to talk a little bit about how childhood trauma shaped these narcissists and how they even shape the empaths. You know, we are the opposite extremes of the narcissist. We want to help people. We the light, they the darkness. They want the light, they want the light. We want to go help them. So, family and friends, in this video, I want to encourage you to take a moment to Google up Hawkins frequency vibrational scale. And I want you to look at the bottom of that scale, and I want you to look at the top of that scale. Where do you fit in? I already know. You at the top of that scale. You up there with the love, the joy, the peace at. That's what we at. And guess what? We don't even need to drink to get that. I'm filled with joy. The Bible tells us that the joy of the Lord is our strength. I woke up like this. When God woke me up this morning, clothed in my right mind, He got me driving to work, an hour commute to work, filled with joy in my heart. I got a chance to get a good night's sleep. All of my kids are safe and sound. Lots of joy. I'm going to serve my purpose today. I'm going to do what God created in me to do. So there's a lot of joy. These narcissists, they are not happy people. And some of them have more money than us. Some of them have better cars. Some of them are dirt poor. But some of them, you don't have to be dirt poor to be a narcissist. But some of the low down narcissists that I've been dealing with, baby, man, I'm like, Stephanie, you got to do a little bit better than that. I promise you, this is freedom, family and friends. When I looked at that vibrational frequency scale, there's no way I will go into a mental institution to find me a spouse. But that's exactly what you do when you deal with these narcissists. They are on the bottom of the totem pole. Credit is at an all-time high. Been driving in the same direction for 8 years. No speeding tickets. No being stopped by the police. So if we do all of these things to ensure that if we do all of these things to take care of ourselves, we need to do a better job with being able to discern these spirits, being able to do a better job by, watching out for that love bomb and just being more wiser. I don't know. I just like, wow, I would think that I'm pretty sharp, but I guess, that's what deception is all about. Anybody can be deceived. You got to watch how these spirits are coming into your life, family and friends. So until the next video, family and friends, I did go a little bit over my time, but I am looking forward to coming back and talking about our childhood experiences and how they shaped, how that experience shaped who we became as adults. Not even as adults, but between the ages of 5 and 12. Did you die? Did you accept the fake mask, the ego? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But until the next video, family and friends, to thine own self be true.